Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to the 2012 mod here on Madden 24 on the PC. That is right. Today we've got a very special rebuild. It's one that's been requested by you guys in the comment sections of other videos. Today we are going to be going back in the time machine to 2012 to rebuild the Legion of Boom. Yes, the 2012 Seattle Seahawks are the focus of today's rebuild, so I hope you guys are excited. If you are, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, suggest any other teams you want to see rebuilt, whether in the modern era, current day, basically, or 2012, 2015. Those are the mods I have access to, so if you want to see a certain specific team from 2012 or 2015 rebuilt, leave them down below in the description of any of my videos, including this one, and I'll take them into consideration for a possible video down the line. But now, without further ado, it's time to go and rebuild the 2012 Seahawks. Now, it's not really a rebuild because in real life, they win a Super Bowl and they go to 2 straight Super Bowls, obviously losing to the Patriots. Thank you, baby Jesus, for that. But in this era, we're back in 2012, they haven't done that yet. So hopefully we can change their history and win multiple Super Bowls. But we'll get into it. Leave a like, and let's get started. This is the team we're rocking with here in the year 2012. Obviously, we've got little youngster Russell Wilson, rookie quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, many people didn't really know what they were going to get from Russell Wilson. A very talented baseball player. I think actually got drafted in the MLB draft. Chose to play football. Went from NC State, I'm pretty sure is where he was. Then transferred into Wisconsin. Played pretty well at Wisconsin. Got drafted by Seattle. But in his rookie season was not projected to be the starting quarterback. I'm pretty sure it was this man right here, Mr. Matthew Flynn, who I'm pretty sure got a big contract from the Packers. Or from Seattle, because he was on the Packers and he had like one good game where he threw like, I don't know, 6-7 touchdowns, something like that. Absolutely insane. And then he got a huge contract from the Seahawks. He was projected to be the starter, but then they obviously took Russell Wilson. He won the job in camp, and the rest is history. 2 Super Bowl appearances later and a Super Bowl championship, and Seahawks never looked back until now they've got Geno Smith. And Russell's in Denver getting benched. So that is who our quarterback is. Luckily for us, we don't have to worry about quarterback. Now, we've seen a few different rebuilds with this 2012 mod. We've seen some different simulations, some different things happen. One of the more consistent things, other than Aaron Rodgers and the Packers always doing well, is the Seahawks. The Seahawks usually simulate fairly well in these simulations and the rebuilds that I've done so far with the 2012 mod. So as long as we can help this team along, we shouldn't really have to struggle for many wins in this rebuild, which is a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. So we've got Russell Wilson at quarterback. We've got our hopeful franchise running back in Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, one of the best running backs I've ever watched, one of my most favorite running backs to watch. He just was awesome. He was so cool. Obviously, he's got that infamous Beastquake run against the Saints. I mean, he's just so good, and he's just an awesome dude. So I mean, he's just the best. So we've got our backfield is pretty much sorted for this entire rebuild, unless obviously we lose them in free agency, but we shouldn't. I think we should be able to keep them. But basically, we don't have to worry about quarterback or running back this entire video. Wide receiver could be a different story. We have Sidney Rice, who is 26 years old. He's got the speed, he's got the acceleration, but he's not really much more than that. I hate to be a little disrespectful to him, but he's not really much more than that. He's okay. We've obviously got Doug Baldwin. We know what he turns into in real life, but at this point, he's kind of underrated. Very fast, good route runner, good possession guy. Should probably take the #1 job from Sidney Rice within the year. They're both 73 overall, but I gave the nod to Sidney Rice because maybe we could develop him. I don't know, but I'm thinking Doug Baldwin's going to take that spot. And then we have this man right here, Golden Tate, 24 years old, very good player alongside Doug Baldwin. I'm hoping that those two guys develop and are our 1 and 2 guys. We also have Jermaine Kearse, who in that Super Bowl with the Patriots had the craziest catch, one of the craziest catches that I've ever seen in a Super Bowl. It was absolutely unbelievable. But he's here. He's a rookie. I think if we get good development from these guys by Russell Wilson playing well, we could have our wide receiver core figured out. They just have to grow in their overalls. Offensive line, we pretty much only need to get guards. Left guard and right guard are a little bit of a problem. Center's pretty much figured out, at least hopefully. I mean, Max Unger is 26. He obviously retired in real life at, I think he was... Did he retire early or did he retire when he was old? I can't remember. I feel like he retired when he was still pretty good, but I don't remember for sure. We've got Russell Okung, who is going to hopefully be our franchise left tackle for this entire rebuild. It looks like his beard is a little bit off of his face, but that's okay. And then we've got James Carpenter, who I'm not sold on being our right tackle, but I mean, star development 80 overall and only in his second season. Maybe that could be something. I don't know. That could certainly be our franchise right tackle, or we just draft one in the future. I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. We could always move James Carpenter to guard. That's always a possibility. Tight end, we have Zach Miller and Kellen Winslow. I mean, Zach Miller could be the star tight end for us. He's 26 years old at 67 overall. It's going to be a little bit difficult for him, but maybe, I don't know. I think we might have to look somewhere else at tight end. It might just be too late for him to develop. And then on defense, it's the Legion of Boom. We have all the founding members of the Legion of Boom. We have rookie Bobby Wagner. We have Cam Chancellor. We have Earl Thomas. We have Richard Sherman. Bruce Irvin is right here. Brandon Mebane. We've got Red Bryant. We've got KJ Wright. So we've got the entire Legion of Boom except for Malcolm Smith, because he comes in a little bit later. He's the only one that we're missing, basically. But, oh wait, no, Malcolm Smith is right here. Excuse me, I thought that Malcolm Smith came a little bit later in one of the more updated, or one of the next draft classes, but he is right here. So he just has to develop. We just got to get him to a higher overall, and then he can fill in as that. Actually, you know what? He's just going to be the number 2 middle linebacker. Might as well. I mean, we know what he can do. So he's actually a higher overall at right outside linebacker. Very interesting. But we have Hill, so we'll play him for right now. We might move Malcolm Smith, depending on how he does in the season. And we've got, obviously, Brandon Browner. We've got Jeremy Lane. We've got all the founding members of the Legion of Boom. We just need to get them up to how good they were when they were the Legion of Boom in 2014, 2015, 2016, that era of Seattle football. But everybody's here. The whole gang is together. We just got to nudge this team slightly in the right direction, and then they should basically take off. Setting the draft class, though, is always the most fun part of every rebuild. We will do the 2013 NFL draft class. Now, I'm not going to go over this because we've been over these draft classes plenty of times now at this point, so if you're curious about who's in this draft class at more depth, either go back and watch my Cleveland Browns rebuild series, or go back and watch any of the other 2012 rebuilds, and you can see the draft classes there, if I don't go over somebody specifically. But at this point, we've gone over them plenty of times. We're not going to be in need of a quarterback, so we won't even, and this 2013 class doesn't really have any quarterbacks that I would want anyway, but we're still not in the market for them. Running back, we're not in the market for a starter, but a backup like Monty Ball or Eddie Lacy, Latavius Murray, Kenyon Barner, Marcus Lattimore, Burkhead and Riddick definitely are possibilities. There could be some backup running backs on this board. Kyle Juszczyk, Juicy Juice. And then at receiver, obviously I'm going to put DeAndre Hopkins on there. I don't know if we're going to be in play for him, depending on how we do in simulation. We'll find out. We will find out. Cordell Patterson I'll put on there. Bobby Trees, Keenan Allen. Let's see. Kenny Stills. I kind of like I'll even put Stedman Bailey on there. I kind of like the idea of developing these receivers that we already have, like Jermaine Kearse and Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate. I kind of like to see them, and Sidney Rice even, and see them turn into the receivers even better than what they were in real life. Tight ends, I did mention we could use one, so I'll put Tyler Eifert, Zach Ertz, Vance McDonald, Travis Kelce, Jordan Reed on the list. I don't know if we'll go for any of them. If we're in play in the second round and a Zach Ertz or Vance McDonald are on the board, I could consider it. Even a Tyler Eifert, but I don't think he'll make it to the second round. And I don't know if I would take Tyler Eifert in the first round. That's probably not the right idea. But we'll find out. Maybe. Maybe I would. I don't know. We're not in the market for a tackle. At least not in the top half. But I would certainly think about Lane Johnson. Absolutely. And Teron Armstead. I mean, we know over the rebuilds how good these two guys are. Lane Johnson, Teron Armstead. We've gotten Teron Armstead plenty of times. I've never actually gotten Lane Johnson. So maybe that'll be my first round pick. I don't know. And then we move James Carpenter inside. That could be a possibility. That could certainly be a possibility. Guards on the left side, I'm not really interested in any of these guys. We might have to wait another season for a left guard. Centers, we're not really in the market for a center, but Travis Frederick I'll keep an eye on. Barrett Jones I'll keep an eye on. Right guards, Kyle Long absolutely would be awesome. And then the right tackles I skipped right past. DJ Fluker, Justin Pugh, David Bakhtiari. Definitely going to be interested in those guys. Defensive linemen, Ziggy Ansah. We never are able to get Ziggy Ansah because almost every single time I do a 2012 rebuild or a 2012 video, Ziggy Ansah goes top 3. Sometimes he's even gone first overall. So we'll see what happens this year. But I wouldn't be mad bringing Ziggy Ansah to this team, and then we see Bruce Irvin take that next step. He starts next year, and then Ziggy Ansah starts as a rookie. That could be pretty darn good. Because there's not really much else that I like from this left end spot. I'll put John Simon on there because I love John Simon. Right ends, yikes, it's not good, really, is it? It's not that good. I'm not even going to put anybody on here. Defensive tackles, Star Lotulelei, Sheldon Richardson, Sharif Floyd, Kawan Short, Big John Hankins. Who else do I like on this D-tackle spot? Probably nobody else. But we have Brandon Mebane, so I don't think we absolutely need a D-tackle. Left outside linebacker, I'll put Barkevius Mingo on there. Alec Ogletree could be awesome. Probably nobody else, though, right? Yeah, nobody else. Middle linebackers, Manti Te'o, Kevin Minter, Kiko would be cool. That's probably it. Right outside linebacker, Jamie Collins, John Bostic, Gerald Hodges Jr. That's probably it, though. And then corners. We do need a couple corners, I would think. Who do I want to go for? I'll put them all on here. Xavier Rhodes, DJ Hayden, Big Play Slay, Tyrann Mathieu, Jordan Poyer. Obviously, we know that some of these guys turn into free safeties and strong safeties, but you start out as corner, basically. David Amerson, I'll put on there. Logan Ryan, Micah Hyde. We know about these guys. We've gotten them before, at least a couple of them. We know AJ Bouye starts off with Superstar, so that's a possibility. I know we always get him, but hey, I mean, that's great value. He's potentially undrafted, and we know he has Superstar. That's some good value right there. Eric Reed, Kenny Vaccaro, Jonathan Cyprin, DJ Swearinger, TJ McDonald. Some good free safety options, but we're not really in the market for a starter because we have Earl Thomas. And then strong safety, we're not in the market for a starter because we have Cam Chancellor. So we'll keep an eye on some guys like Sean Williams, and that's probably it. Kamal Ishmael, probably. Jeff Heath, because he's a what, and that's probably it. Yeah, we don't really need a safety anyway. Kickers, I mean, we don't really need a kicker. I mean, we might, but it's not really an important thing, especially in simulation. So that's going to be our board for Season 1. It's very intriguing. I don't really know where we go with our first round pick. It depends on how good we do in Season 1. We could be in play for DeAndre Hopkins, or maybe we're in play for a Tyler Eifert type, or we're going to be in play for Lane Johnson. Like, there's a couple of first-round picks that I would think about, or Ziggy Ansah, or one of these tackles. Like, there's a couple guys that I would be intrigued by and would consider for sure taking, but I don't really know absolutely if I'm going to go in that direction. And our scout has quarterback and corner as his number 1. Okay. I don't really think we need a quarterback. Obviously, because we have Russell Wilson. But corner, I wouldn't hate. So I think we're going to keep him, and then maybe we fire him next season and look for something else. But we'll keep him at quarterback, or at corner, so we can use that in Week 11. And I'm going to simulate season 1. I'm going to do all the scouting and stuff, and then I'll catch you guys at the end of year number 1 with the results for the Legion of Boom in the first year of this rebuild. Year 1 of the rebuild was kind of interesting. We finished 9-8, so above 500. Not as good as I would have thought we would have finished, but that's okay because, I mean, it's year 1. We're trying to build this team, obviously. It's a rebuild for a reason. So I didn't want us to win the Super Bowl in year number 1. That would have been kind of crazy. So let's take a look at these numbers. Rookie year, Russell Wilson. Is this going to be good enough to win Rookie of the Year? I don't know. Probably not. I never have that good of luck. But he had 3,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 picks. I like the efficiency with 26 touchdowns to just 9 picks. He's not really turning the ball over too much. 62% completion percentage. I'd like to see that up a little bit more, but maybe that's because he doesn't have the high overall weapons that he needs to have. We'll find out as his career goes on. Marshawn Lynch, 1,300 yards, but only 5 touchdowns. Very interesting. 4.3 per carry is pretty good, too. And then receiving, only one 1,000-yard receiver, and it was Sidney Rice. Very interesting. 7 touchdowns. Doug Baldwin almost got there. 929 with 7 touchdowns. Curse had 866 with 3. And then Zach Miller. All right, very interesting. Golden Tate didn't get a lot because he was pretty low overall. Defensively, we had Bobby Wagner as a rookie lead the team with 113 tackles. Not really a surprise. Middle linebackers usually always lead any team. Earl Thomas had 93. Trufant had 87. Cam Chancellor 86. Sherman had 83. KJ Wright had 76. But I see 10 sacks for KJ Wright. Okay, that's crazy. Brandon Mebane, 17 tackles for loss, 62 tackles. Very good season from Brandon Mebane. Red Bryant had 15 tackles for loss. KJ Wright had 13. 10 for Hill and 10 for Clemens. Sack leader was Wright with 10. 6.5 for Bryant. 4 for Hill. 3.5 for Clemens. 2.5 for Wagner. 2 for Mebane. Picks, Marcus Trufant had 3 picks. Sherman had 2, and then a couple guys had 1. So that is our Season 1 stats for the Legion of Boom Seahawks. We didn't make the playoffs, so we can simulate straight to the bowl. And now we can focus on the offseason. So we've got probably a mid-round pick. I'm guessing maybe 13 through 17 is probably the range in which we're picking, which could be a play for Lane Johnson, which we can move him to right tackle and then move Carpenter inside to guard. That's a possibility. It's going to be Steelers-Saints in the first Super Bowl of the video, so we will see who comes away with that. I guess Steelers. And it's going to be Steelers 25-17 over Drew Brees and the Saints. So Big Ben, Antonio Brown, they both get a championship. Not Le'Veon Bell because he's in this draft class coming up. Big Ben is the MVP of the Super Bowl. Rodgers MVP of the league. Randall Cobb and Julius Peppers are the players of the year. And Andrew Luck and Zach Brown are your rookies of the year. So Russ obviously had to go up against Andrew Luck and RG3. He was never going to get it. He didn't have that great of a year anyway. So we moved to the offseason. We have a ton of money. We have over $100 million in cap room. So free agency is going to be interesting if there's anybody available. Maybe. I don't know. We could use some corners, but that's why we have corner in the draft as a need. Other players that are ready to negotiate contracts, I don't really think we need anybody else. I re-signed a couple of guys that were interesting in the lead up to when I brought you guys back in, when I was doing like the week 11 stuff. I took a look at it and I re-signed some guys. It wasn't anybody crazy. It was like Steven Hauschka, who I signed for, I think, 7 seasons to keep our kicker locked down. And then I think it was the biggest one. Oh, who did I just re-sign? It wasn't anybody big name. It's whatever. I don't remember. But I guess we'll accept the option on Jean-Pierre, and then Paul Faneca, or Faneca, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. Maybe as a backup, we could offer him a deal, I guess. He's happy to come back. Okay, we didn't pay him that much. I don't want anybody else here. Leroy Hill is 30 years old. I don't want him. So we can just let everybody else walk. It's not that big of a deal. And we can go into free agency. Oh, I didn't even check development trade upgrades. We should probably take a look at that, see if anybody, and we should see what Russell Wilson's development trade is, because I honestly don't know. So let's take a look at it. Russell Wilson has Superstar. Does he just start with Superstar, or did he go up because of his season that he had? It looks like he just has it. Okay, so that's good to start. Superstar development for the young rookie, or young second-year guy, I guess. That's awesome. And nobody else goes up. Okay. But Doug Baldwin should be the #1 receiver at this point. Nobody else goes up. That's interesting. And then on defense, ooh, crucial. Malcolm Smith has gone to star. It has him playing both middle linebacker and right outside linebacker because we don't have a right outside linebacker because we're leaving that Hill guy. So that's crucial that he goes up there. We needed that. And then it looks like Bobby Wagner has star. Mebane has actually gone up to superstar. That's cool. But we are in desperate need of corner and outside linebacker. That is 100% true. We need some outside linebackers. I might even move. We need Jeremy Lane to start at one of the corners. I might even move Brandon Brown at a corner because I know that he plays that later in his career. Obviously, he played that with the Patriots. We need to get some safety help in the back, like as a backup. We need to get some outside linebacker and corner help. Tony Gonzalez is here, but he's 37. We don't need that. Dwight Freeney for a season is very interesting. Maybe not even a season, maybe 2 seasons. I'm intrigued. We are the leader in the clubhouse for him. Let's take a look at backup free safeties. No, backup strong safeties. I was right the first time. Backup strong safeties. I let Chris Clemens walk because we just didn't need him. Or I didn't want him, I guess. Glover Quinn's a little too old. A lot of these guys are slightly older than what I would want. Kenny Phillips is probably the one that I would go for just as a backup to Cam Chancellor. So we'll see what he says to this. Hopefully he says yes. And we are in the front runners. Free safeties, I think we're good with. Corner, I don't really want anybody here, but maybe we go for Sean Smith because I always go for Sean Smith. I'll go for Kyle Arrington. We don't go for him as much as we do Sean Smith, so we'll go for Kyle Arrington. Hopefully bring him in, and if we sign the strong safety, then I'll move Brandon Browner to corner as well. Right outside linebacker, we're going after Dwight Freeney. Middle linebacker, I could use another middle linebacker for depth, but then that would probably hurt. What's-his-face's development because he wouldn't start. Malcolm Smith, so we won't do that. Left outside linebacker, we're good with KJ Wright. Right end, we have, what's-his-face? Michael Irvin. Not Michael Irvin. Bruce Irvin, not Michael Irvin. So we're good with that. D tackle, we have Brandon Mebane, but there's Richard Seymour. How old is Richard Seymour? 33. I'll bring him in as a backup. 2-year deal. Let me get a little Seymour action in here. Left end, not really anybody that I want. Right tackle, I probably could use a backup right tackle. So is there anybody? Corey Hilliard, we'll go for you. Offer you a contract, and that is all the guys that we can go for. So hopefully nobody signs any contracts, and we can look for. So we are in the front runners for all of these guys. We'll see if they all sign with us. First evaluation period. Everybody did sign a contract. Did they all sign with us? They all didn't. We got 4 out of the 5 because Mr. Dwight Freeney didn't accept our contract. All right, who did he sign with? Who did Dwight Freeney pick? He picked the Giants. We were such a better offer than the Giants, but he picked them. All right, Dwight. So we're still in need of a right outside linebacker, and we are still in need of something else. Michael Boley, Witherspoon, Jonathan Casillas. At 26, Jonathan Casillas is not that bad of a deal, especially because we don't have to pay him too much. So we'll go with that, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the offensive line because I didn't get to take a look at this. Left guards, left tackles, not feeling it. Tight ends, we could grab one. Dennis Pitta, Dustin Keller, Delaney Walker. I might throw an offer on Delaney Walker. That could be fun. We'll see what he says to that. We do have to battle a couple other guys. And then wide receivers, Edelman's 27, Amendola's 27. If they were a little bit younger, maybe I would consider it. Probably not. And then quarterbacks, we have Matt Flynn as a backup, so I'm not really thinking anybody else needs to come in. So that's going to be our guys for the second period. We'll see if we get them. And we didn't get the one. Who did we get? We didn't get Delaney Walker, it looks like. Man, I'm striking out on some of these guys. I think that's going to be our free agency, though. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of depth, and we just got some good players. So we will go in here. We will generate the best lineup. Okay, so they actually have Carpenter as a backup. I don't want that. I want him to be starter until we figure out what we're going to do with receiver. Miller's up to a 70 with the morale boost. We need a middle linebacker very badly, or we need outside linebacker. But they have Malcolm Smith playing there. And then I'm going to move... Where did... what's his face go? Where did Brandon Mebane... Or not Brandon Mebane. Where did... hold on. I got a view in the depth chart. Where did my guy go? There he is. Oh, he's already a corner. He's just a 64 overall. Oh, that makes sense. All right. We need him to play well, though. So Brandon Browner is up now. The team is interesting. We still need a lot of development time. That is for sure. So we're still working on it. But I think that's going to be the free agency. Actually, I did see that we need another... We probably need another free safety because I think Cam Chancellor was the backup, and I don't want that. So I don't know who this is going to be. Probably Ken Hamlin, I guess. Whatever. Not going to be that expensive a contract, and he does probably accept. I didn't check, but he probably accepts. He can be the backup there. And we go to the draft now. I have no idea what our draft pick is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be good, but I have no idea what our draft pick is. And I don't know where we're going to go. I'm leaning towards Lane Johnson. But that's all considering we are in play for Lane Johnson in the first place. Not 100% sure what we do. We could go Tyler Eifert like I talked about. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, mock draft number 5 is here. Who do they have us taking? So Eric Fisher is actually going to go number 1. I don't know. Maybe he will. Sometimes they lie to us. So we sit at the 16th pick, and they have us taking Kyle Juszczyk, which we won't do. Eifert is at 13. So if we want Tyler Eifert, we got to get him there. But crucially, Lane Johnson is always deep. Lane Johnson's at 29. So if we want Lane Johnson, we could trade down. If we want him. If we want Tyler Eifert, we got to trade up. But remember, the 2014 draft class is next, and there's a lot of good people in that class. So we don't necessarily need to get Tyler Eifert. But it could be fun. I've never gotten Tyler Eifert in any of these rebuilds before. I'm not sure if we're going to trade up or not. Receiver, I didn't see where DeAndre Hopkins was going to go, actually. I might go back and check that. But I don't know if we're gonna be in play for DeAndre Hopkins. I kind of want to see where it goes in terms of the guys that we have already. Kind of want to see what happens there. Let's see. Outside linebackers. I kind of want to know a little bit more about Barkevious Mingo. Middle linebackers. We really need to come away with somebody here. I think. And maybe it's Manti Te'o. Maybe it's Kevin Minter. I don't know. But we certainly need to come away with somebody there. And we need to grab a corner or two. I'm going to put it on Darius Slay to figure out how good he actually is. Oh, this is going to be interesting for sure. This is going to be interesting for sure. Let me go back to that mock draft. Where did DeAndre Hopkins go? He was going to go number 3, so we are certainly not in play for that. I mean, we could do some trade-ups, I guess, but not really feeling it. Not really feeling trading up for him. It's fine. He can go to Washington. I think we're going to get to the draft and see what happens here. I don't think we're going to trade up. Tight end's just not that big of a need for us. I mean, I know that we could use one because he's obviously going to be better than what we have, but I feel like there's other positions that we need more than we need tight end. So we're just going to let it ride. We aren't going to trade up. We're going to stick at 16 and maybe trade down, actually, because Lane Johnson was predicted to go late in the draft. So Eric Fisher does end up going number 1 overall to the Jets, and then Luke Jokel goes number 2. So they flip-flop from real life. Flip. Then DeAndre goes number 3 to Washington. Ziggy goes 4 to the Titans. Sheldon Richardson to the Texans. Eric Reed. Bengals take Desmond Trufant to the Dolphins. Xavier Rhodes to the Raiders. Tavon Austin, Giants. He'd be a fun guy to grab. D. Milliner to the Lions. Cordell Patterson, Packers. Broncos get Tyler Eifert. Datone Jones goes to the Bills. Starlo to Lele to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Seahawks get mine. Oh, I hate myself. I was not paying attention whatsoever. Oh, wow, I hate myself. I really just, I despise myself right now. Oh, I screwed up. And they took Monty Ball because he was the first one on my draft board. Oh, I want to die. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't looking at the top screen. I was just looking at the thing. I was looking down at the pictures down there. I was looking at the people, like the portrait who got taken, and I didn't know we were already that high in the draft. I die. So the first pick of the draft for us is Monty Ball, then Darius Slay. That is brutal. That is so brutal. God, that sucks. Okay. Well, we took Monty Ball, which we didn't need because we have Marshawn Lynch. And now, if I want Lane Johnson, I probably have to trade up with the Bears. And I don't really want to do that. We'd have to give them a bunch of picks or Brandon Mebane. Oh my god, I didn't want to do this, man. I guess we just miss out on Lane Johnson. It sucks, but I don't want to trade my picks. I could trade 2015 first round pick, I guess, because hopefully by 2015 we'll be really, really good. I guess I'll see. They don't really like it. I didn't spend my staff points yet, so the things are going to be pretty hard to trade for. God, I hate myself, man. We're just going to let it ride. I'm not even going to see the rest of it. Just skip to pick 16 in the second round. And Lane Johnson didn't even... Let's just say this hasn't gone my way. This first year draft has not gone my way whatsoever. Teron Armstead is available, but I always get Teron Armstead. I don't know if I want to do that this time around. Teron Matthew's available. I might go Teron Matthew because we can move him to safety, or he can just play corner. Or we could get Teron Armstead. That's a possibility. I mean, David Bakhtiari is also available. I think I'm going to go Matthew. We're going to grab Teron Matthew. That's a crazy pickup to add to the Legion of Boom, that's for sure. So that's cool, I guess. It would have been even cooler if I would have had Lane Johnson alongside him. Who's here in the third round? We have 2 third-round picks, which is nice. Who's going to be here in the third round? We've got ourselves Armstead still here, which I didn't think was going to happen. I was hoping Jamie Collins would be here because I probably would have taken him. There's a couple extra corners available. I think this is going to be the Armstead pickup. I mean, I know it's stupid because we always get him, but that's on me for not grabbing or not paying attention. If I would have paid attention, we would have been in a better spot there and not have to get Teron Armstead. Now we are here with our second third-round pick. I'm kind of interested in taking Kyle Juszczyk. That could be pretty fun. But also, I kind of want to take another corner because we're going to need it. We don't have great cornerback depth, and the depth that we do have is not high overall. So it's either going to be Logan Ryan or it's going to be Micah Hyde. We know that we can turn Micah Hyde into a safety, but we don't really need Micah Hyde to be a safety because we have 2 good safeties. So I think the smart option is to take Logan Ryan here. Or do we take Gerald Hodges? Because we need outside linebacker. I think we take Gerald Hodges. Hidden development, that's a good pickup. I think we needed that more than we needed corner because we just got a corner. So I like that pickup. And there's a possibility that Logan Ryan's there this pick. Let's see. Who do we have? We have Micah Hyde. We have AJ Bouye. We have Ishmael. And we have Heath. This is probably going to be Ooh, this could be a David Bakhtiari pickup. This could be, I don't know how low of an overall he's going to be, but this could be a David Bakhtiari pickup. I think that might be what I go for here. David Bakhtiari, we pick him up. Hidden development as well. I like that. That gives us more flexibility on the offensive line, having another tackle option. Because then we can obviously move people around. We're going to move Carpenter to guard. That's obvious. We have, I think, 2 fifth-round picks here as well. Okay, so Micah Hyde got picked up. Not a surprise. So did Theo Riddick. I was thinking about Theo Riddick. I'm going to grab A.J. Bouye here. We know that he's superstar development. We just know that he's super low overall, so we have to grow him. But he is a development trait. That is good. And then, oh, we didn't have a 5th-round pick. Okay, that's my mistake. I must have read that wrong. We have a 6th-round pick here, and it's going to have to be, I guess, Adam Thielen. Wouldn't be a bad one. He's going to be a low overall again, but hey, at least the development trait's there. And then our 7th-round pick, I have no idea where we go with this. We'll see what's available. We will see what is available. It is all 3 of the guys. Let's take Keith Ishmael, I guess? Or Kamal Ishmael, I guess? Whatever. I don't really know. There's not really a good option there. I could have taken Jeff Heath, but it doesn't really matter. They're never going to play, so whatever. I feel like I was able to recover in that draft and make it actually a good draft, even though we sucked with our 1st-round pick. That's pretty brutal, isn't it? That is pretty brutal. Monty Ball, 61 overall. Does he even have a development trait? He doesn't. Oh, I hate myself. Why did I skip that pick on accident? Oh, God, I'm so stupid. Matthews is 72, Armstead 73, Hodges 65, 69 for Bakhtiari, 66 for Bouye. We knew these guys were going to be low overalls, but it's all about the development traits. It's all about the depth. It's all about developing the guys. Best player in the class is Hopkins, Trufant, Slay, all 77s. Lane Johnson, 74. God, I'm just the worst. I just hate myself so much right now, don't I? God, I'm stupid. That's brutal. I hate that I screwed up that 1st-round pick because I accidentally simulated. Man, that's tough. I've never done that. At least not with a 1st-round pick. Oh, that's stupid. Okay, so we'll generate the best lineup. We will have ourselves... Oh, that's right, because Armstead's not going to start right away because he is a low overall. So he's not even in the top. Thielen is up there. That's nice. And then defensively, we've got Hodges right there. I don't like that. I think we're going to have... I guess, I mean, it's best overall, so I guess it doesn't matter. Matthews right there at the corner spot. We got some good depth now at safety. All right, we'll see how the team does in year number 2. I'm going to simulate to the end of season 2 and see how these rookies do, see how the team does, see how year 2 of Russell Wilson looks, and I'll catch back up with you guys then. All right, bringing you guys back in. Season 2 is almost done. We have 1 week left to go, week 18, but I figured I would bring you guys back in before we finish the season because there are some big-time names that need new contracts, and I figured we got to show each other what we're doing. I got to be transparent with you guys. I can't just sign these guys during the simulation and act like they didn't have a contract. So we got to re-sign some big-name guys that are a part of the Legion of Boom. At least one of them, Cam Chancellor. 5-year deal. Let's move it up to a 6-year deal. 25 years old, 84 overall. He's going to get the moon. We're going to give him the entirety of the moon to bring him back to Seattle, and he is coming back. $47 million. Doug Baldwin is next up. He doesn't want to be here because he doesn't like the scheme fit, which is a West Coast zone run. Well, you know what, Dougie Mac? I'm going to bring you back regardless. He's coming back. You just throw money at him, they don't care. Jermaine Kearse also will return to the organization, and we're going to give him the same contract. Well, a similar contract to what Dougie just got. And he will say, no, okay, I didn't expect him to decline that. There's nobody else here, so we're going to unfortunately have to wait until the end of the season, the end of the playoffs, to get Jermaine Kearse locked up. I thought he would honestly accept that deal, but now we can simulate the final game of the season, and we have snuck into the playoffs. Not something I expected. We finished at 8-9, 1 game worse than what we did last year. We kind of regressed, which is a little bit surprising. I didn't think we would. We actually won the division on that game, too. Okay. Weird. We won the division. We make the playoffs as the final seed, I'm guessing. No, we won the division, so we're not a final seed. We're the 4 seed, I would guess. Yeah, we are the 4 seed. That's how the playoffs work, because we won the division, so we do make it as the 4 seed, even though we are not a 4 seed team. We are taking on the Bears, who are much better than us. I don't know why we played so bad. Maybe we're going to have to work on these playbooks. Russell Wilson had about the same season he did last year. 3,900 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 picks, 64% completion percentage. Marshawn Lynch, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. Sidney Rice had 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jermaine Kearse had 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. Baldwin, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. We had no 100 tackle season. Wow. Huh. Bobby Wagner's not even at the top. Where's Bobby Wagner? 38 tackles? He must not have played. That's the only reason he couldn't have had a bunch of tackles. I don't know. Cam Chancellor led the team with 99. Arrington had 89. Phillips had 87. Thomas had 79. Tackle for loss leader was Mebane with 17. Bryant with 14. Sack leader was Bryant with 10.5. Mebane had 8. 3.5 for Wright. 3 for Smith. 4 picks for Sherman and Thomas. 3 for Phillips, and then 1 for a couple of guys. All right, we got playoffs. I don't think we move on any further than this game. We honestly shouldn't even be in this spot in the first place. We're not a playoff team, I don't think, just yet. And we beat the Bears. Okay. I think our miracle season comes to an end against the Packers because we know the Packers are goated with the sauce. But we'll see. I mean, they went 15-2. How do we beat this team? There's no way. Oh my God, we beaten the Green Bay Packers. We are in the NFC Championship in year number 2 against the Carolina Panthers. I don't know how we're doing this. They went 13-4. Let's keep the hot streak moving. Can we beat the Panthers? We're playing in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. It's unbelievable. This is a miracle team. I guess if we win the Super Bowl, the video ends. We've completed the rebuild, even though I haven't done much. But the Patriots, oh my God, the Patriots went undefeated. The Patriots are 17-0. They have a chance to complete the perfect season. My favorite team has a chance to rewrite history and get their perfect season that they should have had against the Giants, but the Giants beat them. They have a chance to do it again, this time completing it, but I stand in their way. You couldn't write a story better than this. A boy versus his favorite team, standing in the way of perfect season, perfection on the line for the Patriots. Oh my God, let's jump in. We are playing in the Super Bowl against the undefeated, perfect New England Patriots, who lead 7-0 here, but we tie it back up late first quarter. Now we're into this deep second quarter, 14-10, approaching halftime, 21-10, 21-13. 24-13. Oh my God. 31-13, 31-20. I didn't think this was going to be so easy. We are 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line with a chance to win the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. Oh my God. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, carries, gets nowhere. It's 2nd down and 10. Just trying to run the clock out. Patriots have no more timeouts. Marshawn gets a nice carry to the 9. We'll run a little play action here. 3rd down and 5. Roll out of the pocket. We have a couple options here. Russell Wilson throws a pick. What are we doing, Russ? It's like history's repeated itself. Oh my God, Russell Wilson. That was the worst throw on the run I've ever seen in my life. Trust me, that was not that bad of a decision. He was right there. 3rd and 17, 4th and 5, Patriots with no timeouts, and the last play of the game, Brady steps back, fires. Cam Chancellor's won the Super Bowl for the Seahawks. It's a user pick. The user. Oh my God. Easy reads. Bengal YouTube. One fish, blue fish, red fish, blue fish. Cam Chancellor picks off the GOAT, Tom Brady, to win the Super Bowl for the Seahawks. Oh, it's just unbelievable. We've done it. We've rebuilt the Seahawks. We've won a Super Bowl with Seattle. The rebuild is officially over. It took me 2 seasons. to do it. Not what I expected. Out of all seasons, we went 8-9. Beat some good teams. We beat the Bears, who were 12-5. We beat the Packers, who were 15-2. And we beat the Panthers, who had 11 wins, I think. And then we go and beat the undefeated New England Patriots, and we stopped them from going perfect for the second time in their franchise. Why did it have to be the Patriots? And why do they have to be undefeated? Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad, but we've done it. We've gotten Russell Wilson a championship. And he's on a similar path to what he did in real life. He got drafted in 2012. And then in 2013, they won the Super Bowl against the Broncos when they blew them out. And then the next year in 2014, they go back and they get beat by the Patriots on the Malcolm Butler interception. So, I mean, we're on a similar trajectory to what the Seahawks did in real life. So I guess we'll keep going for at least a couple of more seasons. But we've already completed the rebuild. We have already done it. We have won the Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. Not something I expected to do in this early, at least. Season recap: Russell Wilson is the MVP of the Super Bowl. Tom Brady wins the MVP of the league. Belichick is the Coach of the Year. Welker and Lamar Woody are the Offense and Defense Players of the Year. And then DeAndre Hopkins and Barkevious Mingo are your Rookies of the Year. So we won the Super Bowl. I'm still in shock that we've just done that. That is not where I expected when I saw that we finished 8-9 and barely snuck in only because we won the division. If we wouldn't have won the division, we wouldn't even probably have been in the playoffs. And yet we are the champions of the NFL in Season 2. It's just crazy, man. It is absolutely insane. All right, we'll give Jermaine Kearse a little bit more money, and we'll see what he says. He would like to play for a new team next year. Jermaine, how much money do you want? I'll pay you the $20 million in the franchise tag because I don't want you to go anywhere, but I was not expecting you to be that stingy on not wanting to come back here. Okay, so we'll have to talk about Jermaine Kearse next season. Free agents, we have about $45 million. What do we need to get? We're not going to get a running back. We're not going to get a receiver. We could go for a tight end, maybe like Fred Davis, but we've already honestly got the tight end we need to get. Offensive line, we're going to stay away from for right now. Defensive line, I don't really see anybody that I absolutely have to have. Although BJ Raji I do enjoy. I could be down for some BJ. That is for sure. So we'll offer him. Darnell Dockett is 33. Left outside linebackers, not really feeling anything there. Middle linebackers, no. There's Dwight Freeney, but he's a year older now. I'm less interested in him. And then corners, we're pretty good on it. I'm trying to develop the corners that we have. Ed Reed. I don't want to bring him in because he'd just be a backup. That'd be a waste of money. But that'd be cool. That's for sure. That would be very, very cool. I think we're only going to offer BJ Raji. Give me a BJ. There it is. We've got ourselves a BJ on the team. He will be a backup to Brandon Mebane. And we ride with Marshawn Lynch as a superstar development player. Adam Thielen, superstar development. Sidney Rice is developing. Doug Baldwin's developing, but no development traits. And then we go to the defense, and we generate the best lineup. We've got BJ Raji in there now. Bruce Irving. Red Bryant. Corners are looking solid. Matthew is actually going to be the starter, or the number 2 behind Sherman. And then Chancellor's looking good. The linebacking core needs a little bit more time, but they're going to be good anyway. Okay. We're progressing. I mean, I don't know how that team won the Super Bowl. That is honestly pretty darn crazy how that team won the Super Bowl. I was getting ready mentally to think about who we were going to be in spot to draft. But then we won the division, and then we made the playoffs, and the rest is history, I guess. So now we have to readjust. This is the 2014 draft. I was banking on getting Zach Martin. And now that's probably out of the realm of possibility unless I trade up to get him. And I did add those staff points now, so we have the ability to make it easier to trade up. But I don't really know what our move is now. So Khalil Mack's going to go number 1. Not surprising. We do officially have the last pick in the draft because we won the Super Bowl. Clowney, Odell, Donald, Evans. Shazier at 12 is interesting. CJ Mosley at 15 is also interesting. Zach Martin at 19. It's not hard to trade up from 9 to 19. So I like that. I think that might be where we go because I don't want to take pick 32. I like this draft too much. I think this could be a nice little grab to trade up to Zach Martin. Add him to the offensive line, a Hall of Famer. That'd be awesome. Who else do we want, though? Mike Evans. Let's see. We could obviously grab Devontae Adams. I think we might in the second round if he's available for us. John Brown is around 2 to 3 talent. That's interesting. I am very interested in that. But we might go... I'll scout Jack... I don't know. I want to scout Jack Martin or not. Or Jack Mewhort, excuse me. I was kind of interested in Khalil Mack, but we're not going to be able to get up to number 1. Let's see. I'll do Kyle Van Noy, because that could be cool. I'll do... Probably... Who else? I don't really even know. I don't have anybody projected that late in the draft anymore. I'll do Jack Mewhort, and then I'll do Trey Turner, I guess. Those will be the 3 guys, Calvin Owen, Mewhort, and Turner. And then we will obviously try to trade up with the New York Jets to get pick number 19, pick, so that we can make the deal and draft ourselves Mr. Zach Martin. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but we should be able to do it, especially with the staff points. 32 to 19 is fairly close, but if we give our 2016 first-round pick as well, that is accepted. So 2 first-round picks gets us up to pick 19. We have done it. We have gotten ourselves Zach Martin, barring any stupidity from your boy, which is not out of the realm of possibility. I am very dumb, and I still hate myself for skipping that first-round pick last season. Because who knows who it could have been. Number 1 pick is Khalil Mack by the Jags. Number 2 was Clowney by the Giants. Odell goes 3 to the Dolphins. Aaron Donald to the Chargers. Anthony Barr, Mike Evans, Greg Robinson, Sammy Watkins, Kyle Fuller to the Steelers, Eric Ebron to the Lions. History repeats itself. Justin Gilbert, 49ers. Shazier to the Raiders. That would have been fun. I like Ryan Shazier. Jason Verrett to the Bucks. Brandon Cooks to the Browns. CJ Mosley, Colts. Titans take Deion Buchanan. Dominic Easley to the Saints. And D Ford. And I am paying attention this time. We've got ourselves a Hall of Fame right guard in Zachary Martin from Notre Dame. The Golden Domers have themselves a first-round draft pick. That's huge. That is a massive, 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 massive draft pick for the boys. We skip to the second round. I have no idea who's going to be available on our board here. Jack Mewhort. Okay, Allen Robinson, John Brown. So Devontae Adams isn't available. Not surprising. Where do we go from here? We know Kevin Pierre-Louis develops pretty well because we've gotten him on plenty of rebuilds. I think this could be a Trey Turner pickup, or it could be a Jack Mewhort pickup. I'm leaning either one. Maybe even Allen Robinson. You know what? We never go Allen Robinson. I might go Allen Robinson here. Let's take him. We never go Allen Robinson. I always pass on him, but we will take Allen Robinson in the second round here, and we will look for the third round to maybe take ourselves somebody else. Mewhort's still on the board. John Brown's still on the board. Telvin Smith. This is probably the Telvin Smith pickup. I do like Telvin Smith. He's pretty fast at 6'3" with elite speed, and Telvin Smith has come to the squad in the third round. He might have been there in the fourth round. I don't know, but might as well grab him when we see him. Fourth round. so we don't have a lot of options here. Let's take Pierre Desir with this pickup. Only normal development, but he could be nice depth for us down the line. You never know. We go to the 5th round, and there's probably not going to be anybody that I like. Probably not going to be anybody like Cameron Brate's the only guy that we have available, so we'll grab him. Hidden development, but he's going to be a super low overall because we've drafted him before. And then into the 6th round, you know what? Let's just end the draft. I don't really have any other favorites or anybody else that I want to grab. So we just go let the CPU handle the rest. Draft recap. How good is Zach Martin? A 74 overall is big. He probably starts at right guard for me. Allen Robinson's a 66, but he's got hidden development. 64 for Telvin Smith. Pierre Desir 67. Cam Brate's a 57. They took Trey Mason and then Cornelius Lucas. So best players in the class was Odell Beckham Jr., then Aaron Donald. We knew that. Khalil Mack, Jadeveon Clowney, all the boys. I'm happy with it because if I couldn't get myself the guy that I missed out on last year, which I'm blanking on right now, I'm happy that we got Zach Martin here. And it wasn't that difficult to trade up. I mean, it was 2 first-round picks, but that's not a big deal. So we move to, they're actually going to have Zach Martin start. I don't hate that. Teron Armstead is making his way up, but he's not ready yet. He will eventually take over James Carpenter, whatever his name is. Robinson's down there on the board. He will hopefully develop pretty soon. The offense is looking pretty good, and the defense adds Telvin Smith, which is nice, but he's still too low of an overall. Tyrann Mathieu, all the boys. You love to see it. All right. I mean, we just won the Super Bowl with a team that I didn't think was going to win the Super Bowl, so we will go into year number 3 expecting to win it again, I guess? I don't know. I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. We've wrapped up Season 3 almost. Same thing as last year. There are some big contracts that we need to sign. So here we are. It's Richard Sherman. It's Earl Thomas. It's KJ Wright. It's the Legion of Boom, basically. And then, obviously, we have Jermaine Kearse again here. Nobody else really that matters down the line. But we need to get these guys back. And luckily, they all want to be here. So we're probably going to have to do a little bit of salary renegotiation. A juice specialty in these videos. But we can at least offer to start with here. So obviously I'm going to sign Richard Sherman to the 7-year max because he needs to be here the entire time and he is coming back. So with that, we have no more money. We can't offer anybody else any money, which is why I did this in week 18 before we got to the end of the season. Now, we've won the division for the 2nd year in a row, but this year we're 12-4. Hopefully going to be 13-4 at the end of the year. But let's go to team salaries and renegotiate some contracts with a few different people. So, Cam Chancellor, I know we just signed you last year, but let's restructure your contract there, my guy. Thank you. Then we move to Max Unger. I hardly know her. And we will restructure your deal as well. And then we go to Golden Tate, who we just re-signed. Basically, everybody else that we just re-signed, they're easy targets for the restructuring. Alan Branch gets a restructure, and after Alan Branch, that should be enough money to bring back both Earl Thomas and whoever the other one was. I forget who it was. KJ Wright, that's right. $78 million. So we can offer a 7-year deal to Earl Thomas, and he wants to be here a lot, so that's nice. Thank you very much. And then KJ Wright also gets not a 7-year deal, but he gets a 6-year deal, so we can separate these guys up and not have their contracts expire at the same time. Bada bing, bada boom. And then Jermaine Kearse also gets a 5-year deal, and I guess we're going to have to offer him a ton of money because he didn't accept anything that we offered him last year. So I'll offer him that, and that's what he gets. So that's awesome. He's coming back now, and we still have $20 million, but that's not going to be the case when we cycle in the new contracts and stuff. Finishing the season, though, are we going to finish 12-5 or 13-4? We have finished 13-4 and have won our division, made the playoffs, but not as the 1 seed. Interesting. Okay, thought we might squeak it at 13-4, but I guess there was another team better than us. Who did better than us? The Eagles. Huh. Okay, Eagles did better than us. Congratulations to them. How did we play in terms of the stats? We had 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 4 picks for Russell Wilson. That's much, much better. See, when the talent's starting to get better, the numbers start to get better. So you love to see it. You love to see it. Marshawn had another good year, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 1,000-yard receivers, and they're all receivers. 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns for Curse, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns for Baldwin, and 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns for Rice. I'm hoping that one, if not all of them, go up to star development. That would be really, really useful. And then defensively, we had, there he goes, he returns. I don't know what happened where he didn't start a lot last year, just didn't get a, I don't know, it was weird. But he's back on top. 111 tackles for Bobby Wagner, 103 for Matthew, 189, just 89 for Phillips, 77 for Arrington, 74 for Chancellor, 23 tackles for loss for Red Bryant, 13 for Mebane. Sack leader was KJ Wright with 9.5, and then Mebane had 8.5. He's been playing really, really well in this rebuild. 8 sacks for Red Bryant, 4 for Malcolm, 4.5 for Malcolm Smith, 3.5 for Bruce Irvin, and then 2.5 for Bobby Wagner. Wow. Richard Sherman, 6 picks. 4 for Kenny Phillips, 2 for Wagner and Matthew, and that is it. So, some good numbers, especially Russell Wilson. Love to see it. Love to see it from the boy. Are we going to win again? Or is the magic run out? No, we beat the Giants in the division or the wild card round. Now we play the Bears. We've already played the Bears last year in the playoffs and beat them. Can we go 2 for 2 against Chicago in the playoffs? We can. We are back in the NFC title game for the 2nd straight year. This time we deserve to be there. Last year, you could argue we didn't deserve to be there. But we are back in the championship game against the Falcons, and we have lost. The magical ride has ended after the NFC title game. That is unfortunate. Okay, so we won't get a chance to defend our Super Bowl and go back-to-back. It's going to be the Texans and the Falcons. Who is going to get the job done in the Super Bowl this year? It'll be the Houston Texans. Congratulations to them. They've got it done. They will be the champions for this season. We have negative money in the cap room. Not a shocker. Matt Schaub is a Super Bowl quarterback MVP. That is funny. Aaron Rodgers wins another MVP of the league. Welker and DeMarcus Ware are the players of the year. And then Mike Evans and Khalil Mack are your offense and defensive rookies of the year. So some big names winning some awards. And we moved to the offseason. Now, luckily, we got all that re-signing out of the way, so we don't have to worry about that. And since we have no money, we can just simulate right through free agency. Don't have to worry about that. There's usually never anybody in there anyway. And we don't have to accept any of these offers, so perfect. We will let them ride their way to free agency. We'll take a little peek skis into the class and see who's available. And it's a bunch of tackles. That is perfect, because we aren't in the market for a tackle anyway. So let's just ride it to the draft. And since we were in the NFC title game, we're going to have one of the top 4 lowest picks in the draft, so, or what, I guess I said that wrong. One of the 4 lowest picks in the draft is a better way of saying that. And we will figure out who we're going to draft. It's the 2015 draft, so it's the guys you would expect: Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. We've been over this draft class plenty of times. I don't really know what we're going to need. I guess we'll take a look at our lineup and see kind of a hole that we could use or that we could fill. You know, I love filling holes. So let's go to the lineup and see what's on the board. Russell Wilson has gone up to X Factor. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's our franchise quarterback right there. And I will change his ability, because he doesn't need brick wall. He needs probably running gun would be the best one for him. And then we'll give him quick draw. We'll give him clutch, because Russell Wilson always has clutch. We'll give him homer for now. And then we'll give him, I don't know. We'll give him, he doesn't get a lot of the good ones right now, but we'll give him lofting Deadeye for right now. Once he gets a higher overall, we'll change him up to the good ones. Lynch is doing good. Baldwin and Sidney Rice don't go up to star, but Jermaine Kearse does, which is crucial. So he goes to number 2. Thielen, crucially, is getting close. Allen Robinson getting close as well. We need a left guard. And I think our left guard is going to be James Carpenter. We're going to move him to left guard, Have Teron Armstead start at right tackle for finally. It's about time for him to start. And then we won't have to do anything else. So if we do that, bada bing, bada boom, they have Barron starting over. Okay, we'll have to change that. I'll make. Yeah, we gotta have him start. So let's go to the depth chart and make what's his face start. Teron Armstead will start over Barron. Boom, and now we've got an amazing offensive line. Cameron Brate's a superstar development as well. And then on defense, any development trade upgrades here? Matthew, no, I don't see any new upgrades. Matthew's superstar, he's getting better. Bruce Irvin's getting better. Hodges and Malcolm Smith are both getting better. Telma Smith's still super low overall, but that's okay. We are playing well, and we're a really good team, so it's working out. It is working out for us, but I don't know if there's really any hole. I didn't even look, did I? I don't really think there's a hole that we need to fill. Now that we don't need a left guard, because we moved Carpenter in there, we're working on the receivers. I mean, if we grab like a Stephon Diggs, I'm not gonna be angry at that. But on defense, I don't know. Maybe a defensive lineman it would be the most need, or a linebacker just to like bump up the process. But I don't know. We don't really need any. We filled the holes. I have professionally filled those holes, so I don't really even know where to go. Dante Fowler is the #1 overall pick right now. Then Jameis, Bud Dupree, Marcus Mariota. I guess we'll see who they have us taking. Devontae Parker would be interesting. Brandon Scherf would also be interesting, but we're not in the market for a guard anymore. Stephon Diggs is projected to go to us at round 20 or round 1 pick 29. It's not going to happen in the first round. It might happen, I don't know. But I don't really know what we go with here, because some of the guys that I'd be interested in are going to go ahead of us. So let's take a look at defensive line, because that would be the one that I would be interested in. Leonard Williams, Vic Beasley, Shane Ray. There's a couple guys that I'm intrigued at down the board, like Danielle Hunter and Trey Flowers in the later rounds. And then around right end, I like Eric Armstead, but we'd have to trade up with the Colts to get him, which is something I don't know if we'd be able to do. Although 29 to, what do they have? 29 to 20, that's not that hard to trade up to. I guess it's possible. It would be possible to trade up to get him. We'll do our private workouts, and then we'll decide on the trade. So we'll go in here. Who do we want to learn a little bit more about? I want to learn a little bit more about... I want a little bit more about Danielle Hunter. I want to know about... Obviously, I want to know about Eric Armstead if I'm going to trade up for him. And then I want to know about... We already know Grady Jarrett's going to be good. I want to know about probably... I do like Bernardo McKinney, and we rarely ever are able to get him. I think... this is tricky. I might be able to get my way into the second round. Pick 29 up to the Colts pick at pick 20. Okay, they don't like that. Or they like it, but not as much. So we don't have a first round pick in 2016. What about a 2017 second round pick? That gets it very close. A 2017 seventh rounder should put it across, and it doesn't. So we'll give them a 2017 sixth round pick, and that will get it done. So we now have the opportunity to take Eric Armstead, which will help our defensive line. But is there a way for me to get into the second round to get somebody like Bernard McKinney? But doesn't he go late first round? I don't remember. I don't remember if he goes late first round or not. I'll still try to get into the second round. I'll go like pick 30 something. What's a reasonable second round pick? Pick 38's reasonable from the Jets. What do they want for it? They want Bobby Wagner. Well, you're not going to get Bobby Wagner. But you can have my second round pick from this year. Okay, that doesn't really work. I'll give you a fourth round pick in 2016 and a fourth round pick in 2017. And that doesn't really work. I'll give you a fourth round pick this year. So 3 fourth round picks. Gets it close, but not really. I'll give you a 5th rounder in 2017. Closer. A 6th rounder in 2016. Gets it done. That's a lot of 4th round picks I just gave up. But we now are into the high 2nd round, which is useful because it puts us in a good spot to get Bernard McKinney if he falls to us. I don't know if he will. He doesn't usually, but maybe he will. Maybe he'll surprise me. Browns have the first pick in the draft. They take Dante Fowler, Jameis Winston, Bud Dupree, Marcus Mariota, Amari Cooper, Kevin White, Danny Shelton, Leonard Williams, Trey Waynes. Jags take Nelson Aguilar. Washington gets Byron Jones, Melvin Gordon, Marcus Peters, Jalen Collins, Vic Beasley. I think we're going to be in a good spot here with Eric Armstead, but he gets taken by the Bucks. Okay, so Eric Armstead is no longer on the table. Well, who's going to be on the table now? This changes everything. We got Shane Ray, Preston Smith, Malcolm Brown. I guess this could be the Bernard McKinney grab then, just so we can confirm that we can get him. This changes some things. I'm going to take Bernard McKinney with this pickup. I did not see this coming. That is for sure. I did not see that coming. I thought Eric Armstead would be available, but he is not. So we grab ourselves Bernard McKinney just to solidify that we can grab him. And we still have that high 2nd round pick, so that's useful. I don't know what we're going to use it on, because it was going to be McKinney, but he might, you know what? McKinney might have gotten taken. You never know. It's always possible. Brandon Scherf gets grabbed. I would have gotten Brandon Scherf if he would have been available in the 2nd round, but he is not. So we will go to pick 6 in the 2nd round and see what is available for us. Ronald Darby's up. Okay, so where do we go? We could grab Tyler Lockett, which would be historically accurate, grabbing Tyler Lockett for the Seahawks. But I also am intrigued by Mitch Morse. Mitch? I think that might be my pick. Or we could grab Danielle Hunter, since I was going to take him anyway. Or I was thinking about taking him, and we didn't get ourselves Eric Armstead, and I still want a defensive lineman. So it could be Danielle Hunter here. I think that's going to be what I do. Danielle Hunter looks good. We're going to grab him. We'll see if he ends up replacing Red Bryant at some point. And now we don't pick until late in the 3rd round. I don't know who's going to be here at the 3rd round. Stephon Diggs went the pick before us. Tyler Lockett's gone already. This could be a Grady Jarrett grab, and I think it's going to be just to make sure that we get him. So Grady Jarrett's here. Another D-tackle pickup. That's going to be useful. And then we don't have another pick until the 5th round. I don't know what's going to be here. It's just Quandre Diggs. Okay. The receivers left on the board. There's not a whole lot that I'm interested in. I think I'm just going to take Quandre Diggs, and then we simulate out the rest of the picks. Big hidden development, though. That's nice. All right. We will simulate the year 3 draft. Nope, don't want to resume it. Simulate the year 3 draft. I feel like I maneuvered well around that. I pivoted fairly nicely after the shocking realization that we weren't going to get Eric Armstead. I honestly thought he would fall to us, but he didn't. And he was projected to go to the Colts. That's why we traded with the Colts. But I guess Tampa liked what they saw. McKinney's a 74. Hunter's a 71, so he's not going to start right away over Red Bryant, but he could get there. Grady Jarrett's a 68. Diggs 64. And then they took a couple guys that don't matter. Top player in the class was Byron Jones, Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. So it is year 4. We won't go very much further, I guess, since we've already won a championship. We might go maybe this season. We see how it plays out, and we'll go from there. But we're probably not going to go too much further into this video. We will do the generate the best lineup, and then we will have to make sure that Armstead starts at tackle for the season. No, I don't want to restructure his deal just yet. We will make sure that he starts at tackle for the season. I am not doing what I want to do here. I need to go in here and view in the depth chart. There we go. Okay. Now we switch that, and then we switch this with Teron Armstead. Perfect. So now Armstead will start at right tackle for the season. Wilson's going to hopefully get better. He's got good weapons around him. Everybody's developing. And then on defense, we're looking pretty good. McKinney will start over Gerald Hodges, which is fine. The linebacking core looks a lot better now. Grady Jarrett's down there. Corners are looking better. Okay. This could be a good season. This could be our redemption year, and we get back to the Super Bowl. I hope so, because we kind of want to end this video on a high note, I would think. So I will see you guys at the end of year number 4 with results. We have wrapped up what might possibly come down to the final season. If we win the Super Bowl, it will be. We'll see. But we have finished the season 14-3, number 1 seed in the NFC, which is about time. I mean, we should have had it last year, but we lost out, I think, due to, it must have been some sort of like, I don't know, Eagles had the tiebreaker. I don't know what it was, but we lost out to them, and we finished not the 1 seed, but we ended up getting to the NFC title game and losing to this team right here, the Atlanta Falcons, who we do play at 9-8 in the divisional round of year number 4. Let's take a look at these numbers. How did we do? 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 picks for Russell Wilson. Not as good of a year as he had last year, but still a very, very good year for our captain, our number 1. And then Marshawn Lynch, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a 4.4 per carry. He's just been killing the game with his average yards per carry. Doug Baldwin, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Jermaine Kearse, 900 yards, 4 touchdowns. Thielen jumps into this. 900 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not what I expected, but okay, I like it. Like to see it. And then defensively, oh my God, 129 tackles for Bobby Wagner. Not a real shocker. 89 for Matthew, 86 for Chancellor, 82 for Arrington. 12 tackles for loss for Mebane, 11 for Bryant, 9 for Wright. Sack leader was Red Bryant. I don't know why we're trying to replace Red Bryant. I mean, he's killing it. He's having good years all around. And then 6 for KJ Wright, 4 for Mebane and Wagner, 3.5 for Malcolm Smith, and the rookie Bernard McKinney. Cam Chancellor had 2 picks. Matthew had 2 as well, and then a couple of guys, a lot of guys actually had 1. So those are the numbers for the boys here in the what could be the final season, depending on if we play well in the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. Are we going to beat the Falcons? Get our revenge. And we do, just barely though, 23-21 over Atlanta. And we are now playing Washington in the NFC title game. They went 11-6. It shouldn't be that difficult, but I mean, I didn't think we'd lose the game against the Falcons last year, and we did. It's going to be Patriots-Jaguars, so there could very, very well be a rematch of the championship game a couple of years ago where we won in year number 2. I guess we'll find out. Washington versus Seattle should be a cakewalk, but you never know. 10-3, it wasn't a cakewalk by any means, but we got the job done when the job got done. And it's going to be a rematch. This time, the Patriots are not undefeated with a chance to go for the perfect season. They only had 11-6. Only 11-6 for the Patriots, but they are the 2 seed. The defending champion Houston Texans were the 1 seed, and they got beat in the divisional round by the Jaguars, who then got beat by the Patriots. So, can we win our second Super Bowl? I sure as heck hope so, because if we can't, we are going to be in trouble. Let's jump in and try to get that second one. Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl for the second time in the rebuild. We're looking to keep that same energy as we had in year number 2 when we beat them to win our first Super Bowl, which we probably shouldn't have had. But we lead 13-10 at halftime. Come on, boys. They put up another field goal. There we go, 20-13. We needed a touchdown there, absolutely. But they put a touchdown on the board. We're into overtime now. Oh, my God. We just got into overtime here. It's getting crazy. 3rd and 7. We got a touchdown. Russell Wilson passed to Jermaine Kearse. And it could be ball game for the Patriots. 4th and 6. Tom Brady in overtime needs to score. If he doesn't score here, it's ball game. If they don't get a first down here, it's ball game. And the Seahawks will win the Super Bowl for the second time in the video. In the end zone. It's knocked incomplete. It's ball game. The Seahawks will win the Super Bowl. Brady went for it all instead of going for the first down. Oh. Wait. It is. Okay. I thought that they came up with a flag there. Oh, my God. A dramatic finish to the Super Bowl. Overtime. Patriots, Seahawks. I guess the Seahawks and Patriots are destined for dramatic finishes in Super Bowls. Brady had a chance. It'll be questioned. He'll be scrutinized for years to come for that decision. In overtime, 4th and 6, he went for the touchdown instead of going for the more manageable first down to keep the drive alive. We'll see what happens to Tom Brady in his career after that, but we did it. Russell Wilson is a 2-time Super Bowl champion quarterback, and your Seattle Seahawks have won 2 championships. So we have officially done better than what the real-life Seahawks did. We did make it to 2 Super Bowls like the Seahawks did. We didn't do a back-to-back like they did, but unlike them in real life, we won the 2 Super Bowls we were a part of. And it just so happened that they were both against the New England Patriots, which does hurt my heart. But we got it done. We had to do it, and we did it. What a rebuild. I didn't really do too much, if you think about it. And that's what I like. I don't like changing the team wholeheartedly, because then that doesn't feel like it's the Seahawks, or like it's the team that you started with. Russell Wilson wins his 2nd Super Bowl MVP. Rodgers is the MVP of the league. Jordy Nelson and Ryan Shazier are your rookies of the year. Or no, your regular season players of the year. And then Amari Cooper and Bud Dupree are the rookies of the year. So we got to 2 Super Bowls. We won them both. This one a little bit closer than I would have liked, but we did it. We kept the major players of the team around. And Doug Baldwin actually goes up to star development. Same backfield, as you would expect. Same offense, except for we added Adam Thielen and Allen Robinson, but they didn't really... Well, Adam Thielen showed up in this last season, but Allen Robinson really didn't make much of an impact because he just starts out such a low overall. Offensive line stays somewhat the same. We do add Zach Martin and Teron Armstead, which does help, but it's mostly the same offensive line. Same starting tight end in Zach Miller. And then on defense, Bernard McKinney's a superstar, but nobody else has seen changes. We have Malcolm Smith, Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, Bruce Irvin, Brandon Mebane, Red Bryant. All those guys were original Seahawks from the start. We added McKinney. We added Matthew Bouye, Kyle Arrington, and Danielle Hunter, I guess, and then BJ Raji and Grady Jarrett. But the core of this team, the bones of the Legion of Boom, are the exact same. And instead of having 1 Super Bowl to their name, they now have 2. And that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this rebuild. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. If you have any other suggestions for current day teams to rebuild, or 2012 teams to rebuild, or 2015 teams to rebuild, or even college teams that you've seen me use on the NCAA mod, let me know down below in the comments of any of my videos, but especially this one. And leave some suggestions down below who you want to see me rebuild next. And I will take them on and hopefully win them 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 championships in the next rebuild. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.